బ్రో, ఏమైందంటే నాకు ప్రాసెస్ చేసిన బ్రో, నువ్వు డైరెక్ట్
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear me and everyone is able to see my screen. If possible, can someone please confirm if you are able to hear me clearly and able to see my screen? Guys, can someone
Yes,
please
sir.
confirm? Yeah. Thank you. So, what we discussed in the last class? Typically, we started working on the routing. What we have done is we added some changes in the app.routes.ts file. Okay. What is this TS file, guys? Here, app.routes.ts file is a file where all our routings are added here, all our paths, and for that path, which component should be bootstrapped. So that is called as a routing path was added over here. App.routes.ts that will be typically added to this section, right? After that, in the routing constants, whatever the path is loaded, when the path is selected, that component will be bootstrapped automatically. That component will be bootstrapped automatically. When there is a home component, when it is a customer, users component, when it's a product, and a product component. That is what it is. Okay. So how this file is getting loaded, guys? In prior to Angular 17, guys, we have a concept of app.module.ts. Now this app.module.ts is nowhere exists here. It is not available, right? App.module.ts is not available here. In place of app.module.ts, we are having a concept called as app.routes.ts, which is part of app main.ts, which is available in the main.ts, which is loading app.route.ts, and entire routing will be loaded here. That is what we did here. After that, we went to our root component, which is equal to app component.html, where we added router outlet section here, where we are going to add router outlet section here. So as part of router outlet is concerned, this is a dynamic routing, which is going to have a dynamic routing here. Which component needs to be bootstrapped, that component will be dynamically routed here. Okay. So whatever the component which we added here, that component will be dynamically routed here. Then we went to app.component.html. In that, we added router link active is equal to active, so that it is going to load the CSS route as active. Router link active is equal to active. And for the first tab, router link active options is exactly true. This is going to set for the first tag. So href is going to load the page entire server trip is going to happen for href. But in place of href, we are having a router link active, which is equal to active, which is not going to reload the page, which is going to client side rendering is going to happen with you. So this is what I discussed in the last class. I've shared the code over here, guys. Okay. So before I proceed further on this, as of now, any questions from anyone so far, guys? So far, anyone, any questions on this, whatever I so far explained?
No, sir. No.
Good. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to the next topic, which is called as a, so we added that and we did this here. And what exactly we are going to do here is, we are going to place a button. Okay. Something like in a products page, guys, here. Okay. In products.component.html. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to place a button, or not a button, hyperlink. You see that? Reload the page. Just I want to reload the page here. Okay. Already I'm in products component, and let me add that to reload that page over here. So that is what I'm going to do here. So typically what I'm going to do here, I'm going to load the page in such a way that which is going to load that particular page. Guys, give me 1 second, guys. I'm unsharing screen. Give me only 1 second, guys, please. 1 second, I'll be, please. Sir, everyone is able to hear me, right, guys? So what I'm going to do is, in the home page, let me run the code over here, guys. ng sir, I'm running the code over here. Which is going to load localhost colon 4200. This is the home page, right? Welcome to Ashok IT portal. Here I want to place a button. If I click that button, it should navigate to products page. I'll place one more button. If I click the button, it should go to customers page. Okay? Understand, right? The next requirement, what I'm going to do here, in home component, I want to place two buttons. I want to load products pay component as well as I want to load the customers component. That is what I'm going to do here. Okay. So let me add here code, guys. I'm going to home.component.html. Okay. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to horizontal line button class is equal to btn -btn primary. This is bootstrap style sheet, guys. btn primary is a bootstrap style sheet where on click is equal to load products. I'm going to load the products. Okay, which is equal to load products. After that, I'm going to place a button here and I'm going to do this load customers. Okay, which I'm going to have load customers here. So load products as well as load customers. I'm placing two buttons, guys, here. If I click this, load products will be called. If I click this, load customers will be called here. Okay, where I'm going to load, I'm going to write a code over here, which is I want to import router module. Router module, what is the router module, guys? What exactly the meaning of router module? Router module is created by the Angular, which mainly helps us to create the routing section, right? Which mainly helps us to create the routing. Entire routing will be loaded as part of routing module. Am I right? Comma, common module, which I am going to load here. Okay. Now inside that, constructor private route, which is of router. Okay, comma, this is router, which is a route. Now, on click of what code I wrote, sir, here? Load products. Am I right? where I'm going to load this dot route dot navigate of products. This dot navigate, this dot route dot navigate. This is typically loading this dot route dot navigate of products here, which is equal to slash products here.
I think inside
We need to keep a square brackets here. It's a relative path. With slash products. This dot route dot navigate of product section. So wherever here is there, it is going to add that. Instead, after that, load customers, right? This is what I have a code, right? Which I'm going to have load customers, where this dot route dot navigate of slash customers. So whatever we added, right, in the app dot route dot ts, this same keyword we need to write, sorry. Okay, whatever I wrote in the products, the same thing I need to write over here. Okay, which I need to save this, which I need to save this here. Maybe I need to keep a small break over here. Right? You're able to see that, right? In home component, 2 buttons here. Load products, load customers. Okay? When I click on products, you saw products came, right? Automatically products came, right? When I click on load customers, automatically customers came, right? Yes or no, guys? So, what exactly is going to happen here? It is going to, what is the code here? Router module. This is typically router is available here, which is having a navigate method, which is going to navigate to a specific method here. Okay. So if you want to navigate to specific component, from different component, then we can use route dot navigate. Route dot navigate method will be your route dot navigate with the route dot navigate with name. What name here? With the name whatever we defined in our routing app dot routes dot ts file. Route app dot routes dot ts, what was the name which is going to have? So here this dot route dot navigate of slash products, which is equal to http localhost :4200 slash products, which will load products component. This dot navigate dot customers http localhost :4200 slash products, which will load the customers component, which is going to load the customers component over here. Right? Understand, right, guys, so far? Router module is going to have that, and which is going to take care of that action. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, typically inside home.component.ts, we wrote this particular code over here, guys. Products slash users, and this is what we have done over here, guys. Understand, right? Load users means products and users, where we are going to have this particular section here. Okay. So far, any questions, guys, here? As of now, any questions from anyone? Now, let me take one point here, guys. Here, if I remove slash, will it work, sir? Sir, I'm removing slash, sir. Will it work?
I think it will be work.
We'll see now. Okay. It's working.
I think slash is optional to the browser.
Slash is, someone is telling that slash is optional to the browser. Is it correct?
Actually, it will fetch whatever we write inside app.route.ts file.
Mm-hmm. No,
According-
I wrote actually as it is, sir. Whatever I wrote in app.routes.ts, same keyword I wrote, sir. But the question is slash is mandatory or not? This is the
No,
point
no.
here.
No, sir. No, slash is not mandatory.
Okay, slash is not mandatory. Now, I'll show you is slash is mandatory or not. Okay, I'll show you is the slash is mandatory or not. What I am going to do is inside that products.component.html. Okay, inside that products.component.html, right? What I want to do here, I want to, inside that, I want to reload the page over here. I want to reload the page over here. Here, anchor tag href is equal to, okay, where I can take here, load products, or else let me place a button over here. Instead of that, why I need to do all those things? I'll place a button over here. Okay. Refresh, something like that. Not here. Refresh here. Please see here. I want to refresh over here. And inside products.component.ts, we are going to load here. Inside that, router module. Yes or no, guys? We need to import router module. Common module is already inserted, and private route of router. Okay. And here, load products is equal to this dot route dot navigate of, okay, slash products. Yes or no, guys? Same code I wrote, right, guys? So what I've done, sir, here I put a button in a products component.html itself. Just I did a refresh. On click of refresh, load products I'm taking. And I'm doing here. Right? Now I'll go to products here. You saw here refresh, right? You're able to see that refresh, right? So you see here, guys, it is doing. Refresh means it is loading the products component. Okay? Typically, it is going to load the products component here. For example, I am removing slash over here. Now I'm going to click there. I'm going to keep this. So even though it's on the same path, when I keep a slash or does not keep a slash, it does not impact anything here. But this is an absolute path here. We are going to have typically an absolute path over here. But in case of relative path, okay, where if I am taking this dot, route dot, navigate dot, okay, where I am taking a relative path here. So, which is equal to relative to where this dot route, where I am going to take a relative path over here, this dot, route dot, navigate of products, where we are going to keep this relative to. I'm just keeping this code over here, guys. This dot routes. So, and activated route. Okay, maybe I'll take this in next chapter, guys. Not now. I'm not going to immediately not now because I want to teach you a relative routing. This fine. As of now, we are good here. In case of absolute path, slash is not mandatory here. Slash is not mandatory. Okay? Where in absolute path, if slash is there or doesn't there, doesn't matter. What is absolute path? What is absolute path here? Always it will go from SRC slash products. That is absolute path. Wherever the component is there here. Okay? Relative path is from which component you are in. From which component you are in. Wherever the component is exists, from which component you are in, from there it is going to measure here. But in real time, no one will use a relative path over here. Okay? No one is going to use a relative path over here. Okay? Because relative path is always changes. Better to use absolute path. From wherever you are there, it will go from app.routes.ts and which is going to take care over here. Okay? But I'll teach a small thing over here on a relative path over here, guys. Okay? Which is typically activated route is a concept here. Activated route is the current path here, where I have a specific concept called as activated route. Activated route is typically having a current path here. Current path, that is what I'm going to here. So for example, here I am taking private ACT route, activated route. What is activated route? Current path is activated route. Activated route, it is going to have a current path. Okay? So, what I'm doing here, comma, relative to this dot activated route here. So, what I'm telling sir here, whatever the path you have, please keep slash products wherever you are there, relative to activated route here. Now, you see here, guys, I'm saying refresh here. Okay? Inside home, inside products, inside refresh. Console.log of inside product. Is it executing? Yeah, inside products is coming here. So if I click here, slash products, you saw guys here, cannot match any routes. Product slash product. This is what I'm about to explain, guys. Whenever in case of relative path, if I keep slash, no issues, guys. If I keep slash, no issues at all. Okay. Now I'll go into home, load products, refresh button. There is no problem. But when I'm removing this, guys, what I'm telling here, inside products page, I want to whatever the path here, what is the activated route here? ACT route is equal to HTTP localhost 4200 / products. Okay. After that, it is adding products. After that, it is adding products, guys. Relative to this path, it is adding this product here. Because I'm telling relative to this path, add this. Now, whenever I'm adding this, now what happens here, guys? Whenever I click on page, it is going to check product / products. But I don't have a path, right? Product / products. You understand, right? Do you have a path product / products? So this slash is absolute path, not mandatory. But in relative path, slash is very, very important here. Okay. In real time, relative path versus absolute path, you need to be very, very careful with respect to slash. Let me repeat, guys. Some confusion here. Okay. I'm going to repeat this, guys. It is a very, very, very important interview question. This dot route dot navigate. Okay. Route dot navigate is going to navigate to a specific component. This dot route dot navigate, it will navigate to a specific component here. Okay. Now, while navigating to a specific component here, absolute path, even you keep slash or not slash, no issues at all. Because absolute path always it will load from home component. So home component is going to load the products component. That's no issues at all. But whenever you are taking relative path, so slash is always goes to path, home path. From home path, it is going to keep products. But if I am not keeping slash, current path to it will append. So this is the slash importance over here in case of absolute path and relative path. You got at a high level, guys, or can I repeat once again? Any confusion here? Can I repeat once again? I'm okay to repeat once again also.
Yes, sir. Repeat once again.
Yeah. Let me repeat, guys. First of all, relative to activated route. What is this section, guys? This is relative path. What is absolute path? What is relative path? For example, Google Maps is there, sir. Google Map is there. Okay. What is absolute path? What is relative path? Absolute path is, I will load it. For example, I'm in Kukatpalli. Okay. I want to go to Amirpet. I selected from Kukatpalli to Amirpet. And I started my journey. Source station is Kukatpalli. Destination station is Amirpet. I started my journey. Somehow in the middle, my internet is gone. In the journey, my internet is gone. Right? And I forgot. Maybe at ESI hospital, my internet is gone and I don't know. What happened here? I will restart or I'll change something like I'll reconnect again. But can I select again from Kukatpalli to Amirpet? No, right? What I'll do here from current path to Amirpet. Am I right, guys? In Google Map, I'll select the current path, not from the Kukatpalli, wherever we started, not that path I'm going to take it. I'm going to take from current path. Correct, right? Current location I'll select, right, in Google Maps. I'm going to take current location. Right, sir? Here also, absolute path is directly loading. Always it will go from the starting to ending, home page to the path. But whenever you want to take relative path, okay, activated route you need to take here. Activated route is going to give you a current path. Activated route is always going to give you a current path. Okay, what is my current path here? This is my current path. I'm in products component, right, guys? That is my current component, current path, right? ESI hospital is my current path. I'll select current path, current location, right? Now, while adding to this current path, if I keep slash, then it will work. The slash doesn't matter. So slash means always it will go to home. From this current path, it will go to home slash products, it will work. But if I don't keep slash here, currently I'm in products component and it will append products, product slash products. At that time, you will get error. So this slash is always important in which path you are in and where you are navigating. If you take absolute path, no issues at all. But while you're taking relative path, you should be careful of keeping slashes. You should be keeping slashes. Okay? Is that clear, guys, everyone? Any questions on this, guys? As of now? Rajesh, Kannan, Javed, everyone is clear? Ritvika?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Lot of people didn't observe this, guys. Lot of people didn't observe this. That's why I stress this on point. Actually, it's a very, very important interview question. And 95% of the people will not answer this. Only few people can answer. Okay? So I'm going to write, yeah. Better to go to relative path. Better to go to absolute path, sir. Better to go for absolute path, not relative path. Whenever you go for relative path, slash you can mention, then there are no issues. If you are not keeping slash, then you should be typically taking care from that path to typically that's okay. If you go with absolute path, no issues at all. If you are not going to absolute path, you are going to do that. Okay, right here. Now we completed at a main level, guys. Here at a main level, we were able to complete. Now I am going to child level, guys. Next one is child level. Users component. Correct, right? Customers component, right? And I'm going to keep this data here. Customer component. I'm going to keep this data over here. Okay. So what I need to do here, I'm going to define one more path here. What is the one more path here? I'm going to write app.routes.ts. Okay. Where I'm going to take customer slash colon ID user component here. Okay. So this is typically it bootstrap the user component, right? Now here, what's the path here? HTTP localhost 4200 slash customer slash 1 loads the or slash Ramu loads the Ramu's loads the customer data. Right? In the similar way, Sita. Load Sita's data here. Ramu's data, load Sita's data. What is colon ID or colon name? Maybe I'll take colon name here. Better. Okay. Customer slash colon name. Customer slash. What is colon, sir? Colon is a dynamic variable. Colon is a dynamic variable. Colon is a dynamic. It can be anything. It can be Ramu, or it can be Sita, or it can be Gopal, or it can be anything. Dynamically. Colon is standing for dynamic variable. Understand here? So, I want to take a new path, customer slash name, which is going to load user component. Understand? Which is typically used to load user component. So far clear? Okay? But this name should be dynamic value. That's why I'm going to take care over here. This name should be a dynamic value, which I'm going to take care over here, guys. Okay? So, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to typically, which is user.component.html, which I'm going to take care here. So, inside user, I'm explicitly loading app user, right, guys? Can I do like this? Can I do like this, guys? No, right?
No,
What I need to do here, I will comment this part because I loaded explicitly, right, guys? In routing, I loaded explicitly, right? What I need to do here, router outlet. Yes or no? Router outlet is going to take care of routing component here. So inside user.component.ts, we need to load router module. After that, right here, I need to load router module. Then router outlet is going to load it. Okay, what I did, sir? In users component.html, in users.component.html, I removed app user. After that, I loaded in the router module here, and I explicitly loaded router outlet here, so that it is going to take care of user component. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take a user component.html here. Okay, which is equal to username, user ID. And user name, user ID, as well as username over here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm typically taking user ID as well as username over here. So, which is user ID is nothing but user.id, which I'm going to take care over here. User.name. This is user component.ts. Okay, whatever the user component I am having here, the same, right? Whatever the user component, which is ID number, name string, right? So which I'm going to take here. So user dot, okay, maybe I will comment this. User, which is of type any, is equal to, I am assigning empty JSON here. Okay, right here. So that, sir, now it's gone, right, sir? In customers, it is not gone, right? When I say customers here, only I am able to see list of customers. Correct, right? Yes or no, guys? Sir, you saw the change, right? When I say customers, I only previously I saw this component also. Customer component also I was able to see, but I'm not seeing. Why I'm not seeing here? Because I specifically commented this user component. And whenever router module only should load this. Router module only should do this actually. Okay? Understand, guys, so far? Am I right, guys, here?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes. So that's why this particular section is going to come here. Now, we are going to implement slowly. When I click on Ramu, Ramu should be loaded. When I click on Sita, Sita should be loaded. When I click on Ganesh, Ganesh should be loaded. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do specifically inside that, I'm going to load here. So customer slash ID user component here and user component here. Customer slash ID slash name. Maybe two things right here I have. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to in the route dot name slash colon ID, two dynamic parameters, customer slash 1 slash Ramu, customer slash 2 slash Sita. I define the component customer slash ID slash name. Why two things here? Because I have user ID as well as username. Both the things are there, right, guys? Here, typically I have both the things, right? So that's why I'm going to load over here. Where in that I'm going to take care of in the user dot component dot ts here. What I'm going to do here inside that ACT route activated route, which is going to give me current path, right? Activated route is current path, right? So this dot user is equal to, I'm going to take here ID colon this dot activated route dot snapshot dot params of ID. So activated route is going to give me name this dot activated route dot snapshot dot params of name. So activated route dot giving the current path. What is my current path here? Assuming that HTTP localhost colon 4200 slash customers slash 1 slash Ramu. Assuming that this is my use case. Okay. Now what I want to do here, I want to read this one. I want to this Ramu. And I will assign to user object. In user object, ID is equal to this. So to get this particular value, snapshot, it is going to read the value, snapshot. There are two parameters, parameter 1 and parameter 2. In our Spring Boot, path variable, you know that, guys, at the rate of path variable. Everyone knows, right, guys? At the rate of path variable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think the same thing.
Similar to that. Similar to that. So this is 1 and this rule. So I'm going to read ID here. I'm going to read the name over here. I'm going to read an ID as well as I'm going to read the name over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm sending inside the users dot, inside that, I'm going to send this data. So router dot snapshot dot params, which is going to, how many parameters are there? This should match with this here. It should match, guys. Typically it should match with that. Okay. After that, so where I'm going to load over here, user dot ID comma name, and which I'm going to load this guys. So what I'm going to do here, private, I'm going to load this particular section here. So let me go back to here, wherever I'm having customer slash ID, which is a user's component. So user dot component dot HTML, where I'm going to take users dot component dot HTML, which I need to pass, right, guys, here. So inside users dot component dot HTML, it's href. I don't want href, right? Router link, which is going to pass here. Router link, which I'm going to pass here. Inside router link here, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to share the path here slash customers. Absolute path. I want to go to absolute path, comma, user dot ID, comma, user dot name. I want to pass this customer slash, because I'm clicking Ramu, right? Instead of hash, I want to click customer slash user dot ID. Where is this user dot ID is going to come here? In user dot component dot ts, users dot ID. You saw here, user dot name here. So I'm making router link customers absolute path, just now explained, right? Slash user ID slash name here. So here you're able to see that, right? On the here you need to observe here localhost 4200 customer slash 1 slash Ramu, customer slash 2 slash Sita, customer slash 3 slash Ganesh. You're able to see that address bar here. It's properly forming, right? User ID is 1, username is Ramu. Correct, right? User ID 2, username is Sita. Correct, right? User ID 3, username Ganesh. You are able to see that, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
User ID 1. But it is going to the new page. Rather than the same page, it is going to new page, which I am explaining, sir. Which I am going to explain that. Okay? It's a child routing comes that I'll explain here. But as of now, it's going to new page. Ramu. Here I'm passing user ID and username. When I'm clicking Sita, when I'm clicking Ganesh. Right? Now, sir, clear, right? So far, what are the change? Can I explain once again? What are the change I added here? First, I sent this as a argument. I constructed the URL. After I constructed, what I did here in user.component.ts, I am initializing ng on it, where router.activated route.snapshot.params, which is going to give me here. Okay? Clear, everyone? Now, on this line also, very, very important question, guys. On this line also, very, very important question. We need to subscribe this to URL. We need to have a subscription, parameter subscription. Why we need to do parameter subscription? What is the purpose of parameter subscription? I'll explain with real-time example. I'll show you the problem now. I'll write some code. I'll show you the problem. Then I'll explain what is param subscribe that I want to showcase here. But as of now, I'm going to share the code over here, guys. So training Angular. So which is equal to routings underscore 2. So I'm going to add a running notes, complete running notes in one project, guys. I'm going to do that. Okay. Right. So this weekend, guys, I'm conducting a workshop on a security. Last before week, I conducted only one session. I only connected till dynamic authentication. I was not covered here. I'm going to cover security as part of Spring Boot is concerned. Okay, which I'm going to cover that in this work in this weekend, guys. But I'll upload the things, everything here, timings and all those things here. Angular routings, customers, component. I uploaded the code, guys, here. So tomorrow, what is my topic here, guys? What is param subscription? What is the use of param subscription? Why we need param subscription? That is what I'm going to explain. Then slowly we'll go to product section. And after that, we are going to this complete. Okay. So then routing guards, I'm going to cover then we'll go to forms. That is what our course ends there at that time. Okay. I hope parent project batch is also started here. So parallelly you can gain both the knowledge. Okay. Before I wrap for the today, any questions, anyone guys, as of now? So far, any questions from anyone?
No, sir. So I think we can, we'll go through this code again.
Sure,
Because
sir.
we have a lot of content. Again, tomorrow evening, if anything, we will discuss.
I'll only discuss on questions also, first 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. Today, a
Yes.
lot of things came, but more and more practice you do, more and more knowledge you'll get. You need practice, especially this code you need to practice. I shared all the code here, and tomorrow I'll re-explain once again if you require. If you require again, I'll explain once again, guys. Okay. What is that I discussed today? Relative path versus absolute path, activated route, unactivated route. Do we really require slash or not? If I keep slash, what happens? If I don't keep slash, what happens? What is the purpose of activated route and how to add a router link? And after that, snapshot.params. This is what I discussed for today. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for today. We'll meet tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you.